Would you please rise and just give us your name and where you're from?
Linda Boyer from Lebanon, used to work here in the courthouse. Norma Jean, everybody know Norma Jean, she used to be head of assessment. Barb worked at Cedar Haven. John, I'm sure everybody's familiar with John. And we're retired employees, and that's why we're here. Because I'm sure you're all aware of the problems with inflation and the way things have gone up and the way things cost. And we always have been involved with things, I shouldn't say always, but we try to stay involved. And Tom Bainey formed this group for two reasons. One was to look out for the benefits and things that retired employees will do and keep track of those types of things. And for the fellowship, which is what we become more of than the other. And we would like to state the case that as everything else goes up, the COLA probably should keep pace with it, but I don't know that it has. And that's basically why we're here. But we do appreciate everything that you've done. They've been very good with putting things in the retirement packets and printing things up, and so we do appreciate that, and thank you for that.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else want to speak on behalf of that issue? Bob, would you?
Yes, do you have a question?
Well, I have two things. Okay.
May I have your name, please? And
You can stand.
Barbara Eisenhower.
okay, but yeah, you can sit or stand. We just need your name and where you're from, so that for the
I'm from
minutes.
Lebanon, Pennsylvania. I worked at Cedar Haven for 33 years. Number one, when I first went to Cedar Haven, we had the pension plan. And you were supposed to put 6% in. That was mandatory. But under what they told us then, and what they had told us repeatedly over the years, that the county was going to match it, which we all know they eventually didn't match it. And the other thing we were told is that every time Social Security got a raise, we would get a raise in our pension.
Wow.
The Social Security portion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the pension would go up. If they got 2%, we would get 2% in our pension.
Oh, I never heard that.
I've never heard that.
Well, that's what they were telling us
Can you-
back
can you
in the
identify who-
80s and 90s.
They being the county.
Yeah, the county was telling us that.
Wow.
So that, I don't know, if they lied to us or we were just told a falsehood, I don't know.
Well, I think those are probably close to the same things.
Yeah,
But
I know.
I would rather think
I
that
know.
there's a misunderstanding, because
Yeah.
that would be more likely. That why would they lie to you about something that they're going to disappoint you with? I mean,
Yeah.
that doesn't make
Now
sense.
most of us, the long-term employees, we did raise our pension to be more than the 6%.
Sure. Yeah.
And number two is, I've had the county health insurance ever since I retired. And it was great insurance. I mean, I paid for it. It's not that they gave it to me free. I paid for it. I mean, they took the Blue Cross right off my pension check, the prescription right off my, check too. So I was really upset, and I know other people were too, when the county decided to drop us.
Well, my understanding of that is that dropping, you still were eligible under the, without any pre-existing condition issues or anything, to go to any other carrier.
I know, but it's just like if you've done something for 20 years, and then all of a sudden you get told, that all of a sudden your insurance is gonna end at the end of the year.
Commissioner Litz has a
And
response.
which was great insurance, so.
Our insurance company advised us that there are so many plans out there that had more benefits and cost less money, and that they didn't understand why our employees were not taking advantage of that.
Retirees.
Retired employees. And so what we did was talk with Area Agency on Aging, and they were offering counseling to help people get those plans. And in fact, I had several retirees come to me, and I explained that, and afterwards they came back to me and said, "Thank you so much for pointing us in that direction. You were right, we got better prices, and I have just as much or more coverage," and they were thrilled with the coverage.
I haven't found that yet.
Oh, did you go to the Area Agency on Aging?
Not yet, because the new prices don't come on till October.
Okay.
So why would you go?
Well,
But I mean, our
give it a
insurance
try.
was, once you met your Medicare deductible, you had no co-pays. You really didn't pay anything after you met your Medicare deductible. You didn't pay anything the rest of the year. You
For
could go
anything that was approved by Medicare.
You could go to any doctor you want, you could have any test you want without asking permission, you could go to a specialist if you wanted
Yep.
to. I mean, it was just great insurance. Now, Capital Blue Cross did call me at my home and tell me, you know, ask me to stay on, you know, and they did try to give the comparable plan to the county.
Yeah.
But she said she couldn't give me a price because they don't come out till October.
Okay.
So,
Thank
anyway.
you. Bob, would you want to respond to the first?
Let me respond to the first thing. The automatic part of the COLA, that was never part of the County Pension Act. The County Pension Act said COLA, right from the start, has been an optional benefit that the retirement board could grant or not grant. If you were told it was, I agree with Commissioner Phillips, that was a misinterpretation. It had been in past years. I think it was way back, even before my time, I think they were granting it on a regular basis, but it has never been an automatic. The law does not allow that. You only have to visit it once every 3 years, and but it's never been an automatic COLA at all. That was never part of the Pension Act.
And this would be a pension board issue to be taken.
Correct.
But could you give some detail on what the cost would be?
If, and I have the current numbers, if we awarded a COLA for 2023, it would be with the rate effective August 31st, according to the Act 63. It would be 8.1% and would cost the county $7,551,000. Amortized over 4 years would cost the county $9 million, and that $9 million, that $2,242,000 a year would be in addition to the annual required contribution, currently running about $3 million, which would mean that over those 4 years, if it stayed at $3 million for the annual contribution, the county would be kicking in almost $6 million for each of those 4 years. And take into effect that we're doing it over 4 years, which currently is consistent, but the Government Accounting Standard Boards is pushing for and recommending that it be paid in 1 year, which in essence, if they make that actually an accounting act in the next few years, which is what we anticipate, that would mean any outstanding, if there's $5 million or $4 million left, we would have to pay that $4 million that year in addition to the annual contribution.
And my only addition to that would be that for probably the last 10 years, we have fully fulfilled our obligation for the required deposit in your pensions. So the fund is very solvent. And that should be a comfort to you also, that prior to that, there have been many years that it was not, they put 100,000 in instead of 3 million. And here we've been pounding that with exactly what was required by the auditors. So I think that's another good, thing to be considered, that the security of that fund has really been enhanced in the last 10 years. And I think that's what gets us to an A+ rating with, the rating issuers that reflect the work that's been done in that. So I just give you that as a little extra comfort that you know that money is there. So Jamie, do you have something to add to that?
Well, I was going to just clarify some of those things which you both touched on, but because it sounds like there's some misunderstandings out there for a very long time, and I'd rather there not be. The county's contribution to the pension fund is not a match like a 401k has a match. Some employers, if you put in 3%, the employer will match 3%, and that's not how a defined benefit plan pension works. What the defined benefit plan that you have essentially promises is that upon retirement, the money that you have put in plus the interest that the county has put in, which is a guaranteed, at least a guaranteed 4%, regardless of what the stock market or anything does, you're guaranteed that 4%. So upon retirement, your monthly benefit is guaranteed for good, for as long as you live, or whatever option you select, maybe for a beneficiary. So I just wanted to clarify, county match is not a dollar for dollar like a 401k. Defined benefit plan is becoming, as I think a lot of people know, rarer and rarer, but it still exists here. And so I just want to clarify that match. And you made the comment that the county stopped matching it, and that's what Commissioner Phillips, I think, just addressed. There was a period of 10 or 12 years where the contribution from the county did not meet the requirement of the requirement that was accounted for, or that was, demanded. In 2014, the county made a one-time $10 million deposit into that fund to catch up some of that, and as Commissioner Phillips said, has made every dime of the required contribution since then. So while there was a period of time that it could be said the county wasn't meeting its obligation, that's 10 years ago or more now, and we've been current. So I'm just saying it maybe in a different way than the others did. So, and I've been here 26 years. I'm not aware of any connection between Social Security and the county's pension, that one requires anything of the other. They're federal. It's a federal program versus a county's obligation. So I know that's been your understanding. I just wanted to make sure that if it's only you, or if it's the whole group of retirees, if that's the impression, I just wanted to clarify that.
And we will put this on the agenda for the pension board discussion, to discuss it further, so that, just so you know, that will be, where it will be deliberated.
May I make one more observation?
Certainly.
Okay. We have a whole lot less employees than we used to paying into the fund, and again, you're getting a guaranteed amount. So the stock market is another consideration, and I'm just so thrilled that we're able to meet our obligation to fully fund your pension and give you what was promised. So I just asked you to consider that we're doing the best we can.
On the other side of that, a lot of us are dying off, so you don't have near as many retired employees to take care of.
Well, new people retire every day. We have another long-term employee retiring today.
And I mean, kidding aside, the life expectancy is longer, and retirees are hanging on the program longer. I shouldn't say hanging on, that's a terrible way to say it. You understand what I mean?
Rephrase that.
People are simply living longer and drawing on the pension longer, and I think right now we have the number of pensioners in the program is about half of the number of employees that we actually have.
It's long, because I get a yearly printout of every retiree in the county,
Yeah.
and I counted it. I mean, the last time I counted it, it was over 500.
Oh, is it that many?
What's that?
What's the number that you know of?
I think we send out a binding, we get a binding under things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, and we have
600 employees.
Yeah,
so-
600 employees supporting 800 retirees, so that's significant.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. I get that printout, and I'm thinking, do I compare last year's to this year? Do I compare the two to find out who newly retired, so I can send them a letter to join our organization? It takes me a while.
Well, we appreciate you coming in, and we hope you hang on for many more years. Good.
So we can come visit you again.
So that's finished. I just want to ask for public comment. I'm going to nudge Pam, if you wouldn't mind talking about Saturday's Cornwall or Coleman Park event.
Oh, okay. Pam Takamo, Lebanon City. We are doing a harvest festival at Coleman Memorial Park. Everyone's invited, but it's more geared towards kids 10 and under, and hay rides and pumpkin painting and those kinds of things. It's going to be chilly, but it's going to be sunny. So come on out and enjoy the park and enjoy the weather.
Thank you, Pam. We'll now look for the approval of the minutes of our last meeting.
Make a motion to approve those minutes as submitted.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Any additions, deletions, or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So moved. Mrs. Nguyen?
Good morning.
Our treasurer's report.
Okay, we had receipts on 10-4 and 10-5 of $4,501.02. Brings us to a total cash of $2,054,432.78. Our expenditures this week are $1,120,980.17. The tax claim was $6,125.15. That leaves us a balance of $927,327.46.
I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report subject to audit.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the treasurer's report as presented. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. So moved.
Okay, I do have some resolutions that we have to approve, or payments that need to be approved.